Former President Duterte is in good spirits, as usual. He's always happy to see his defense team.
Yeah.
And we're working on his case.
Thank you, sir, for that. So, Atty. Khaufman, the ICC is in trouble after the U.S. placed sanction on Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan, who also faces a serious personal allegation. His email and bank account are reportedly blocked. So, our question is, number one, what happens now the case against former President Duterte? And number two, if the Chief Prosecutor can't do his job, who will handle the case? And number three, and how should the Philippine government deal with this, knowing the ICC is being questioned and the U.S. is against it?
Well, let's start with the last question.
Yeah.
I think that the real prosecutor in this case is actually in Manila, sitting in his palace. He's the person who threw President Duterte over here to The Hague. He's the person who used the office of the prosecutor as a tool in his political campaign, and it won't work. Now, regarding the sanctions, the US sanctions, these were imposed. I don't think it has anything to do with the Philippines situation. As you may be aware, President Trump is pretty annoyed with the ICC because of the investigation into what so-called Palestine situation. And he has said, quite frankly, that anyone who targets the United States, who targets United States allies, and for all intents and purposes that is Israel, and Prime Minister Netanyahu, they will be subject to sanctions. Now, at the present moment in time, these sanctions are only affecting one person in particular. That's the Chief Prosecutor, Karim Khan, who has now suspended himself because of the allegations of sexual misconduct. I'm not going to go into those allegations. It's not my role to pass judgment. But he is being investigated by the United Nations, and the United Nations Office of Internal Oversight Services will come back with their decision on the matter in due course. And then whatever happens to Chief Prosecutor Khan will happen. But the person who is handling the case at the moment is the Deputy Prosecutor, that's Mame Niang. And he has overall control of the case, and he is the person who is now signing off on documents in President Duterte's case. However, on an operational basis and on a day-to-day basis, the person interacting with the defense is an experienced American prosecutor. I'm not going to mention his name, but he's a professional prosecutor. We just hope that the deputy prosecutor himself will take the time to learn the case and also interact with the defense, because just as I am accustomed to interacting with the former chief prosecutor, I expect that the deputy prosecutor who has now assumed that role will interact with me.